So our topic is basically hemp oil basic. So the first thing that everybody wants to know is, how do CBD and hemp products work, right? They all want to know, what is the magic? What is the secret? Well, it's really no secret. How cannabinoids work is they work by tapping into your whole body. So we sometimes start with an external application of hemp, don't we? Like our salve. It's a very popular product, and sometimes an entry-level product that people apply topically and experience the results on their skin first. But really, it's about the internal and the external, because we have endocannabinoid receptor sites all through our bodies, don't we? CB1 and CB2 receptors. If you want to see information on that, that is included in our Natural Choice Opportunity presentation that is also housed in the BA Resource Center. The goal here with how cannabinoids work is we want to trigger these receptor sites to help us experience homeostasis. And what does that do? Well, it's like a complete cell awakening for the body. Everything finally starts to function the way that it should. Everything starts operating in balance. That's enabling our body to do the job that it was meant to do. Now, something special here at Canaway that we have are three very, very special ingredients that help to trigger this process in our bodies. And I wanted to go over this on the very first topic because our green, blue, and gold oils are unique in our entire industry. And it's important to kind of wrap your head around what these are and how we formulate with them. And then you can understand completely why we have the assortment that we have. So first of all, we have our green oil. Our green oil is raw hemp oil. After hemp oil is extracted, then it is in its raw state. What you get from this natural plant material is a black paste that's filled with raw cannabinoids, CBD, and other cannabinoids. You know, there are over 140 cannabinoids. And when you have the green oil, we leave it untouched. We leave it raw. We don't overprocess it so that some of those acidic molecules or raw molecules of cannabinoids don't go away. We want to retain them. So the fact that we actually formulate with a raw oil is very rare in our industry. Most people process it to get the CBD level up higher, or they dilute it, or they isolate it before you even get a chance to experience what raw hemp oil can do for your body. Now, the next step that we take in our blue oil is basically take the green oil and decarboxylate it. So you process it one time, and what that does is it basically maximizes the cannabinoids so that you now are getting 50 milligrams of CBD per serving. You don't have the raw cannabinoids anymore, but you have the full spectrum of cannabinoids in the plant that exist. So an example of this is our premium hemp oil category is a combination of green and blue oil, half and half together in one beautiful, gorgeous formula. That's why that is a go-to for many people today, and I will discuss that in just a moment with you. Gold oil is like the gold standard. So we take the blue oil and we now filter it. Filter out all the plant waxes and materials, anything that would make it that darker color, and it becomes this beautiful, rich golden oil. And the best part about it is that extra third level of processing takes the gold oil up to 120 milligrams per serving for people that need that the most. So the fact that we have three different types of oil to formulate with is truly remarkable. And here's why. So we're the only direct selling company to source and use these three hemp-based sources of CBD. So that's a point of difference that will help you when you're trying to explain what we have here. Most of our competitors are actually using a CBD distillate or isolate, and then they're mixing it with other oils. They may throw a terpene or two in to call it a broad spectrum or a full spectrum. But we believe in finding a source of plant, which we have found. Our cultivar is naturally rich in all of these things. We would have to remove certain things and leave it alone, and we don't have to do that here. I'm going to show you the difference between the three levels of the spectrums of oil now. So this helps us decide how to choose the right product. Knowing this, now what do we do with that? Now, how does that apply to the different categories that we have? So when you're choosing the right product for someone or yourself, as we are all customers who are enjoying the benefits of these products, consider these factors. This is really important to assess because if someone is not willing to take the product every day, it is not going to help them long term. This is a daily supplement. Feed your body. The best results come from a daily taking of the hemp oil, eating it, applying it. And there are many ways to do that, as you can see here on the screen. Consider someone's lifestyle. Consider their preferences. Ask them about that. Are you willing to do X, Y, and Z? What types of products are you used to taking or are you willing to take? And finally, what are the desired results? Some people may want a pump that is a liquid like our Revive formula. Some people might like a little dropper like our Pure CBD 2 ounce. We have a dropper format now. Some people like a liquid that they can mix in with things like smoothies and beverages. Some people like a capsule because they're on the go and it's just easy for them, plus a few extra little ingredients. And some people need the oral applicator because it is economical and it offers flexibility and also the most potency that is available. So knowing these things can help you then go to the next step in understanding. Why then, knowing the type that they're looking for, why then would you choose full spectrum, broad spectrum, or isolate? And these terms are thrown around in our industry quite frequently, and it can get confusing. Different companies describe these or have different products in these categories. Some people only live in one category. We know that it's really important to offer something in each of these categories depending on who is in front of us. So first of all, on the left, you have full spectrum. This means whole plant. You get the whole plant. You get the green oil and the blue oil in the premium hemp oil family of products and the Revive family of products, for example. And I just put one here. I used the liquids as my example on this slide because I wanted you to see that in the liquid family alone, there's an example of each of these categories. So full spectrum, whole plant. All the cannabinoids are present, all of the vitamins, the minerals, the omega fatty acids, the terpenes, all of those nutritious substances that work together to create the entourage effect in our body and experience homeostasis. The second category is broad spectrum. This is the category where we have our Pure Gold product standalone. We are launching Japan, and Japan will also have a gel cap in this category. So we are starting to expand this category in certain countries where we need an assortment that we can have there for sale. So that's very exciting for us. Broad spectrum simply means that we take the full spectrum and we remove or distill out the THC. So because the THC is no longer present at a non-detectable level, we can't call it full spectrum. So the broad spectrum is there for people that don't really need everything that full spectrum has, but they need more than an isolate has. They want to have more benefits, and for whatever they're dealing with in their lives or trying to prevent or whatever, this is good for them. It also has a really clear taste, and sometimes people choose it for that reason. Finally, we have a CBD isolate. All that means is that when we have our plant, we actually extract only the CBD from our oil. So our paste, we take the CBD out and we isolate it as a single substance. At that point, we can formulate with that CBD isolate. There are certain people who request this. Maybe they are drug tested in their work, and our isolate products are the only ones that really meet the requirements of the World Anti-Doping Association. So it's okay to recommend an isolate product to someone who gets drug tested. That is the only time that we could advise that. Maybe they're a Department of Transportation worker or someone who works for the government or the military or law enforcement or athletes. A lot of athletes choose this too. So in a nutshell, that's the difference between full, broad, and isolate.